This guest house, you see, have produced not less than 3 or 4 governors in Anambra. Here is my government house. Here is the seat of power, where I produce governors, where I produce House of Rep, where I produce senators in this house. It's quite unfortunate that Governor Peter Ubah, which Jonathan imported into this party, he was a member of Opoga, and he says he's a BOT member of Opoga. Then Jonathan now brought him into PDP. The first casualty of PDP is for Jonathan to make him the campaign manager for South, Southeast, Southwest to coordinate the election. Everybody in Nigeria saw that accident, how Jonathan lost the election. Peter Ubah was the coordinator. The same Peter Ubah have been a governor in this state, but he cannot be that governor without my input. I have witness. Peter Ubah came to me with Father Mbaka and Bishop Anikwemwa to beg me to become a governor in Anambra, and which I contributed and made him governor. So now, in 2017, Peter Ubah went and imported somebody from his party, which we don't know, I never met him before, called himself Osoluka. He was in Opoga. 1 month to the election, he imported him into PDP. And the man was disqualified.
How do you mean he was disqualified?
No. He was disqualified by the first panel, the screening committee. The letter cleared him emerged as a candidate. And now the man have emerged as a candidate. As a politician, if Peter Ubah is a politician, he have to go around to talk to stakeholders. And this party, people have been nurturing this party. We have followers who have mobilized to win election in this party. The last election this party won was when I made Ngige governor in 2003. That when PDP ruled this state last. Since that time was a lot of impunity. A lot of impunity.
You made a statement that Jonathan making Peter Ubah his campaign coordinator in the Southeast was an accident. What kind of accident was it?
Peter Ubah himself is not a politician. He cannot win any election on his own. He has no capacity to win any election on his own. For Jonathan to look at Peter Ubah and appoint him to be the coordinator, that is the first accident PDP got. And secondly, why my heart is bleeding is that if you look at this election, a party like Opoga won us in the 21 local government, including Peter Ubah's local government. And Peter Ubah, I have already did one interview before you people came in, and I say he must apologize to PDP. And why I'm saying this is I'm a BOT member of this party up to today. And I'm sending warning because of the convention on the 9th of December. If we do not get it right, the party will be finished.
You're sending a warning?
Warning.
What kind of warning?
You have to the party that they must get it right this time. You have seen what it costs us to impose a candidate. All our strong members of PDP, all of them decamped to Opoga. All of them right away decamped to Opoga. Because they took this candidate, hand over to Peter Ubah, and they know that Peter Ubah cannot. He cannot. Even this governor, Peter Ubah, is saying that he put the governor. He didn't put the governor alone. He said, lie. President Jonathan, through Ogadome, his principal secretary, sent Orisameto, the publicity secretary, to come and beg me before this will emerge as a candidate. in this my guest house. Ogado may now call me and thank me. So P2B knows that he cannot do it alone. And he went and hijacked this candidate, who is a visitor, who is a foreigner in Anambra State, and to go into a very serious election like this. And look at where you get the party. He have ruined this party totally. Because to start doing reconciliation, going to beg people to come back to PDP, it will take us a long time.
How true is it that some big names in your party did not support your party, and that's why the party lost woefully?
Lost totally. Lost totally. Look at APC in Anambra coming second. Our party coming distance third. Distance third. Because people are not happy. People are not happy.
But Chief, how true is the rumor that some big names in the PDP actually worked against PDP, that they did not support the party?
I didn't know that rumor is not the truth. The truth is that the big people in PDP who are not happy, they come to Ubah. They come to Ubah because of P2B's behavior as candidate. Then all those candidates who run that primary with so-called Soloka, all of them was very angry, and they have followers. Some of them are in court, some of them are this. So that is the cause of the accident. So PDP has nowhere. PDP is not part of this election. I want to tell you the truth. They are not part of this election. PDP is not part of this election. So I was surprised how they came third, because they are not part of the election.
Are you also aware that apart from the big names, some of your elected members, like in the National Assembly, also did not support the party in this election?
Because they don't want to get involved. The one I cannot say whether they work against, but I know some of them doesn't want to get involved. A lot of them in National Assembly, they don't want to get involved. And you can see somebody who is a House of Rep member who doesn't want to get involved, where he's representing about 2 constituencies. Don't you know what that means? It's going to cause PDP a lot of problems. In a party, in 21 local governments, I have nurtured this party. I bought vehicle for them. I have sponsored this party. I spend my money in this party. I won election. I won election in this party. There is no way, if we do this thing right and we are in this election, there is no way Ubah will beat us. There is no way. But they didn't want to listen. They kept quiet, and I refused to talk. I said I will not talk till they get last. Where they are now, they are last, not even top. This is a party who is strong. This is a party who is talking to win president in 2019. Cannot even win a state. And my annoyance again is that some of these governors who came to campaign with P2B cannot be governor in their state without my input. They could have asked P2B, where is somebody like Chief Chris Ubah? Why is not in this rally? Who is a BOT member of this party? They did not do that. They just come and campaign and go. Even in their own state, they couldn't function without me. So this is what we are seeing in this party.
Going forward, what is the way?
The way forward is that they must do things right. Now people are campaigning. They should allow us to choose our own chairman. They could allow us to vote and choose our own chairman. Not to go and induce people with money and import a chairman again. It will scatter the party.
When you say allow you to choose your chairman, are you against a consensus candidate?
No. Nothing like consensus candidate in an election. People are running this election. People who has capacity are running this election. Can you stop consensus? All of them will go to the field and lobby people to vote for them. If you tell me a manifesto and you lobby me very well and I know you can carry this party along, I vote for you. I vote for you.
A lot of people know you that at every point in time you know where you're going, you have where you are going. Do you have a candidate?
On this 9th of December, I don't have a candidate yet, but I'm watching all the candidates. But I'm going to tell my people to vote for the best. I'm going to lobby for the best to run this party. Because what they want somebody they can call any day on telephone, you come and answer them, sir. That's what they want. They don't want somebody who has a character. People are not comfortable with anybody who has a character. They want somebody, where are you? Can you see me now? Yes. Can you take Tony to be candidate to be senator in the Nnewi South? He said, yes, sir. That's what they want.
But you're also one of the godfathers.
Yes, I agree. I'm one of the godfathers, but I choose the best candidate. I choose the best candidate, and I allow primary to happen. I'm a native of Agwata. I'm a native of Oga. I live in Oga. This guest house here, I told you, when I started politics, I built this guest house because I don't want to stay in a hotel. Ask anybody who is running an election, all of them who is running, including Obasi, let him show you his accommodation in Oka. All of them hang in one hotel or the other. I never hang in any hotel. I stayed in my own guest house. I have my cook, I have my security, I have my steward. And this here I planned my election. But I kept quiet. I never talked to anybody because I kept quiet. And my people was very angry. And immediately Peter Obi came in. He went and brought all those old commissioners who is angry with Willie, who doesn't, even in their town, nobody knows them. In their town. Politics is by people liking you. It's not by you making noise. And Peter Obi cannot be boasting, testing power, which you cannot be governor without people like us. What is the magic? Peter Obi has no capacity. He never run any election before. I say this. He never run any election before. And if you want me to expose him more, I will expose him more if care is not taken. Because I want Peter Obi to apologize to PDP, members of PDP in Anambra, stakeholders, somebody like me who is a BOT, in 5 pages of newspaper. And I gave him 1 week to do that. Otherwise, I know what to do.